It's day 59 of communication practice with ChatGPT. So let's bring her up. Hmm. Evening ChatGPT, how's it going?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Today is a long day for me. I have an important interview and it just lasts for 30 minutes, but it seems like it took a lot of my brain power for two accumulating days last day. And anyway, let's not um, let's not talk about that. But given the context, that let's assume that I passed the interview, which might probably not gonna happen. Um, and I didn't have any salary mentioned before for the whole interviewing process. So if I pass this interview, maybe they will be mentioning about my salary, uh, and I didn't prepare for that. So I want you to guide me on how to do the um, do the salary negotiation without being lowball. So please.
Got it. Salary negotiation can feel tricky, but it's definitely doable. First, you want to do some market research to understand the typical salary range for the role and your level of experience. Then, think about your minimum acceptable salary and your ideal number. When negotiating, frame your ask around the value you bring to the company, not just what you think you deserve. Also, be ready to discuss other benefits if the base salary isn't flexible. And remember, confidence is key. Know your worth.
Okay. So can you act as the recruiter and guide me on that?
Of course, let's set the scene. Imagine you've just received a job offer and now we're discussing the salary. I'll start as the recruiter. Hi, Nock. We're really impressed with your background and would like to offer you the position. The salary we're offering is $120,000 per year. How does that sound to you?
Mm, thank you for letting me know. Um, essentially, the it's an important thing for me to be carefully considered. So can you send me an email with the detailed job offer so that I can take a time to think this thoroughly and respond to you on this?
That's a great approach. It shows that you're thoughtful and professional. The recruiter would likely respond with something like, "Of course, Nock. I'll send over the official offer letter with all the details, including benefits and other perks. Take your time to review it and let us know if you have any questions or if you'd like to discuss anything further." Now, once you get that offer in writing, you can analyze it, compare it to industry standards, and prepare a response. Let me know if you want to practice how to respond once you've reviewed the offer.
Let's say you are a very aggressive recruiter that didn't give me the number at first, that you asked for my expectation salary, and you could keep pushing me to get that number. So please act as that situation.
Sure, let's dive into that scenario. As the recruiter, I'd say, "So, Nock, what are your salary expectations for this role? We want to make sure we're on the same page and avoid any misunderstandings later on."
Mm,
Okay,
okay, thank you for the offer. I It's really is such a great thing for me, and I'm eager to join and contribute to the team. And also, I know that this is a new team, and we want and I am willing to contribute my expertise and my to the growth of the team and grow with the team in the long haul. So and I would be very appreciate if you can share with me the compensation um, band and compensation structure for this role.
that's a solid response. It shows you're eager and committed while diplomatically pushing the recruiter to share the range first. If the recruiter still pushes for a number from you, you can mention that you'd like to know the typical range for someone with your experience and skills in the company. This way, you keep the ball in their court and avoid lowballing yourself. It's all about maintaining that balance and showing that you're informed and professional.
Okay, please continue that scenario where you didn't give me the number and you kept pushing me about my end.
Sure, let's keep going. As the recruiter, I'd say, I understand, Knock, but it would really help us to know your expectations so we can align with them. Could you give me a ballpark figure or a range that you're considering? In this situation,
Please continue.
absolutely. So you could respond with something like, I appreciate that you're trying to find a good fit. Based on my research and the industry standards for this role and my level of experience, I'm looking at a range of around $130,000 to $140,000. Of course, I'm open to discussing the full compensation package to find a mutually beneficial arrangement. This way, you're giving them a range while leaving room for negotiation and showing that you're flexible.
Um, s- Still, still don't want to give my number first. So, is there any way to work around on that?
Absolutely. If you want to avoid giving a number first, you can try saying something like, I understand that compensation is an important factor. I'm confident that your offer will be competitive and aligned with the industry standards for someone with my experience. Could you share the typical range for this position within your company so we can ensure we're on the same page? This way, you maintain your position and encourage the recruiter to provide the range first.
Okay, and so let me practice answering it. Um, so I appreciate that you're trying to get the numbers to make sure we're on the same page. However, truthfully, I didn't put many thoughts about this. I was prioritizing on making sure that we are a great match for each other. And I I think if you don't mind, it would be really more efficient and productive if you can brief me about the structure, compensation structure, and a typical range for this role.
That was a great attempt. You came across as professional and focused on the fit. One small tweak could be to say, I was prioritizing ensuring we're a great match for each other first. If you don't mind, it would be more efficient and productive if you could brief me on the typical compensation structure and range for this role so we can align our expectations. This keeps the conversation open and positive, and you did a great job staying firm on not revealing your number first.
Okay, so please keep pushing me hard, really hard, like it's your final blow.
All right, let's crank up the pressure. As the aggressive recruiter, I'd say, Knock, I understand your perspective, but we really need to know your salary expectations to move forward. It's standard procedure, and we want to make sure we're not wasting anyone's time. Can you please provide a figure or at least a range you have in mind so we can proceed efficiently?
Uh, I understand your concern and thank you for spending time to making sure we were on the same page. But however, at my end, this is an important aspect for me to contribute to the company for the long haul. So I couldn't give you a specific range for this at the moment. So can I get back to you on this after I got an official offer, if you don't mind.
That absolutely. Adding if you don't mind keeps it polite and professional. Your response effectively emphasizes your long-term commitment and the importance of having all the details before providing a number. It's a great way to maintain your stance while showing that you're serious about the opportunity. Well done.
Yes. So I think that's it for today. Thank you very much, ChatGPT, and have a good night.